Hello and welcome to the We Crew podcast. We are the revolution of storytelling. We are the first and only podcast in Kenya that brings to you the world of filmmakers to your ears. Not only that, we dive deep into the dynamic, ever-evolving world of the film industry. This is not just a podcast. It is a movement of filmmakers. It is a movement where we bring creators and everyone else in the film industry to share their stories and their journeys. So today is a very special day because we are talking about the women. Now, on March 8th of every year, we celebrate the International Women's Day. But I know most of us might not understand where it came from. In the 1900s, women in companies started fighting for their rights. Why? Because one, they had issues in the workplace because they were not paid well as much as also they used to have issues like social issues in the workplace. So these women went to the streets, and that is in the United States and then in Europe. So they went to the streets to fight for their rights. After around 8 years, that is in 1908, their issues apparently were not supported. So they went and gathered all together. Now, those are different countries in Switzerland, in the Germany, also in Austria. All of them, they came together and went to the streets. Those were around 15,000 women to fight their rights again in the workplace. So with that, the governments were alert on it. So they decided now they have to take action. So in the 1900s, of course, later on, a lady called Clara Zetkin, that is in 1908, she started this movement of International Women's Day. Why? Because she saw that this issue is universal. So Clara went and gathered women and they started an organization. So later on, it went to China, Africa, and now we are celebrating every 8th of March, Women's Day. We like it more because even the UN was part of it. And that is in 1977. The UN was able to put it as a holiday. So we celebrate it worldwide. So that's the history of International Women's Day. So on 8th March is a very special day, and I would love to celebrate all women. Whatever work you're doing, keep doing it better, keep improving it. And today we are diving deep into the women in film. If you have been staying tuned with me, it has been 9 episodes now, and the only episode that I had a woman was 1 episode out of the 9 episodes, you see. So my previous guest was called Margaret, and she is a producer. So I wondered why this field is over-dominated by men, okay? But today we are going to talk about the successful women. I'll take around 5 that are in Africa that have succeeded really well in the film industry. Number 1, you know Wanuri Kahiu. Wanuri is a very interesting legend. Since she was 16 years old, she has been in the film industry. So Wanuri has been a producer. There is a film that she directed. So during that season, she brought up a film called Rafiki. So this film featured 2 women, okay? Those are the main cast. But then it was all about the culture. She wanted to change the culture, and she wanted to express herself and express other people. So this Rafiki is not really there because the Kenya Film Commission Board banned it because it went against the culture in Kenya. But again, that film was the first film that was invited in the Cannes Awards that was in that year. The second lady is Judy Kibinge. Judy Kibinge is a director and a writer. So Judy Kibinge is the founder of DocuBox. DocuBox is an organization that was started to bring filmmakers to have opportunity in the industry. One, they are able to access grants and funding. 2, they are able to learn in the spaces about film. And 3, they are also able to connect with each other and organization out there. When you look at DocuBox, a week ago, there was an event that was held at the British Council, and DocuBox was part of the partners that they partnered with the British Council, where they're offering grants, even with Hiva Fund. So women are doing great things out here. So DocuBox is an opportunity for filmmakers to go and apply opportunities. That is the second lady. Now, the third lady is from Nigeria. Most of us know her. Her name is Genevieve Nnaji. So Genevieve is a producer, and she has been acting for over 20 years. When we were young, we've been growing up watching Nigerian films. So Genevieve has done several productions, and one of them she did that stood out is the Lionheart. So the Lionheart was chosen to be the best with Netflix, and Netflix actually bought it. So she did a great film, and that's one of the people we look up to. Apart from that, Genevieve is a feminist, and she really talks about the women and young people rights. So yeah, also that has been something that has been evolving as a woman, and she's really touched so many lives in Nigeria. Looking at South Africa, we have a great woman. Her name is Sarah Blanchard. Sarah Blanchard is a very interesting woman because she is a producer, and also she has brought up this aspect of women in the cultural way. So she came up with a film called Ayanda. So Ayanda really goes through talking about the culture of women, how to change perspective of women. And there's this lady who acted that film, and the parent died. Now the dad died, and they left for her garage. So she was in charge of so many men. So this shows how things change in the culture of South Africa. Apart from that, she did another film that was more of Sarafina kind of vibe. We all know Sarafina. And it was all about culture and changing the perspective of the space. So apart from that, Sarah does stand behind the scenes mostly, just to direct, especially there are these scenes of the sexual scenes. So what happens, the women sometimes get to be insulted during that session, and it looks like acting. So in an interview that she was doing, they asked her, how do you control this? But then Sarah says more of acting in the sexual aspect is just about, it's an act. They don't really do it. Okay? People can tell us more about it. So yeah, she has changed lives of women. She has impacted the generation there, and it's a great thing. And the last lady we talk about is Mati Diop. Mati Diop has brought change in the filmmaking industry. Now, her film has been selected to go to the Cannes Awards. That was around 2013, and she was able to really impact through, she won actually as a producer in that season. She really impacted people in Senegal. She is from Senegal, actually. So the young people from Senegal, that's when the revolution of how young people stand up, how young people should be involved in decision making started. So Mati really changed the space in Senegal. We look at now recently in Kenya, we see Awinja doing great stuff in the community. Now, how does she do this? She also sometimes, I've been in her set, and sometimes she goes to also direct. And even in the behind the scenes of people around Awinja, there are women there. Women are doing great out there. So she is impacting the community, and I love that she took a beautiful niche as well. Look at Rachel. Rachel Wainaina is doing a great job as well as a producer. She is connecting with the unions. She connects with international, and she's recognized actually internationally. She is the founder of YFPA. She's also the founder of Film Village. So, I mean, this day is special because women are doing great out here. Women in film. And I know there are so many women in film doing amazing work. And even if I've not mentioned you, this is a beautiful space that you have to be able to come, talk about your work. And one day, you never know, you'll be out there being the star. So apart from so many things, I would love to encourage us women to go for it. Do not fear. Sometimes you fear speaking out. I'll give you an example. For example, you're in a restaurant, then the salt is way less or too much. Then the waiter comes and asks you, "Hi, is everything okay? Is the salt enough?" You know what you'll do? You'll say, "Yeah, it's okay." Why? Because you fear speaking out and telling them what is really affecting you. So let's not be like that. I would love us to take spaces, to be purposeful, to understand our identity and go for it. So this International Women's Day, I'd really love to celebrate all women in the industries of work, even at your personal life. Keep doing what you do. And yeah, as we look forward to the WIFA, the Women in Film Awards, I'd love to encourage us to go there, look what is different, encourage each other, and you never know, we might be the next big thing. So yeah, thank you so much for staying tuned. Today I have been alone and I hope you've catched up, learned 1, 2, 3 things in film. I have been your host, Noela Toyoa, and don't forget to like, subscribe, and follow us on our YouTube page as we continue to bring you amazing stories in the film industry. Have a good time. Bye.